What's up, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Lockdown 23-1. Today, we're going to be having a long day in the interrogation room. 3 video clips of detectives trying to smoke people's boots. They happen to snag themselves a young tenderoni, but it backfires on them. And that clip that I'm going to be showing you is coming from my hometown, Bad News, VA. Newport News, Virginia, where I was born at, ladies and gentlemen. Go ahead and take note, all you stalkers out there. So let's just get right into it. If you might be new to the channel, we talk about all things lockup related, from the streets to the courtroom to prison and everything in between, which means the interrogation room. All right, let's do a quick interrogation room analysis. As you can see, we have the fresh box of Kleenexes for all your snitch ass tears. And yes, we do have not one, but 2 classic high school dry erase boards so that they can calculate your smoke from every angle. Shit, I think that might just be a 3rd one right here. They surround you with smoke numbers. We got 3 Salvation Army chairs. They definitely got cheap with this setup. Or it could be some furniture made by Kanye West that we're not aware of. You know, he likes to make that expensive shit that looks like shit.
I handcuff you back to the chair, but I can fix your ankle.
Alright, so I'm going to have to take off your handcuffs, handcuff you back to the chairs, make you nice and comfortable so you can sit here for 15 hours. Okay, it's been about an hour. Hour and a half you was sitting in there, freezing. They probably got the AC up. Look, most people, they don't sit in rooms for long periods of time like this. Just sitting there with nothing to look at, nothing to do, cuffed to a chair for an hour and a half. People that are not used to that are trying to go home immediately. They're like, Jesus, if this is anything like jail, it ain't for me. And that's usually when they start telling everything. They ain't going down for their homeboy. They're not going to sit in this room for another 20 hours.
I understand you said you'd be willing to talk to me about why you're in handcuffs? Yes, sir. Okay. Being it is a criminal investigation, obviously you're not free to go because you have warrants for your arrest. I'm going to read your Miranda because it's very important you understand your rights. Okay? You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you in a court of law.
Okay, before we move forward, I want you to pay close attention to how this man is reading his Miranda rights. Is it Miranda or Miranda? Some words, man, I'll just never know. Bald face, Miranda, potato, patata. They're all the fucking same, man. All the fucking same. But take note to how diligently he's reading them to him. Takes his time before each sentence and makes sure he hears every last piece of it. The reason why I say that is because the last clip I'm going to show you has a lot to do with it.
You have the right to talk to a lawyer and have them present with you while you're being questioned. If you cannot afford to hire a lawyer, one will be appointed to represent you before any question. If you wish, you can decide at any time to exercise these rights and not answer any questions or make any statements. Do you understand each of these rights I've explained to you? Yes, sir. Have you previously asked any other law enforcement officer to allow you to speak to an attorney about this incident? Yes, sir. Have these rights in mind, do you wish to talk to me now? Yes, sir. I'm sorry? What have these rights in mind, do you wish to talk to me now? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You don't want to talk to me? I just call Mom. Okay, you can call your mom at the jail.
Mama! Damn, Mama, I'm definitely coming home for Thanksgiving, though, because I ain't saying nothing. So that is a perfect example of what to do in the interrogation room. Shut the hell up. Call Mama or call the attorney. Now I'm about to show you a clip that came from the prison that I reviewed yesterday. Well, I didn't review the prison. I reviewed an incident that happened in the rec yard, New Mexico Penitentiary. And this guy I actually did a story on already. But when I did the story, they didn't release the interrogation video yet, so we're going to watch that today. A rookie that ended up becoming a lieutenant, but later on down the road, he got caught on surveillance video trying to smuggle in drugs.
Who was that? Was the lieutenant?
That was the lieutenant that just got out in October.
Huh. And the Sean White, that's the other guy in the car?
Yeah.
So it's lieutenant that you're...
Yeah.
Oh.
They probably said, I've been working 20 years and still ain't made corporal. This little young pepperoni comes in and lieutenant he is. Nah, we're going to slide this to the proper authorities.
Cohen Mansion. C-O-H-E-N. And then Mansion is M-A-N GI is in there.
Yeah.
Looks right past it.
This must be like the warden.
How much time passes from here? I was gonna say, it looks like you looked at it. How much time passes from this to when you guys walk him out?
I would say probably about 22.
Before we move forward, allow me to do a warden's office analysis. First and foremost, we have the exotic camel skin chair from Saudi Arabia. His achievements were framed by inmates in the woodshop program, and you might have thought that this was a designer showcase. No, this is actually from the inmate workshop as well. They make quality work in that prison. Here's the LT, y'all. Lieutenant coming down. Lieutenant coming down the tier. I mean,
The first one's going to
Lieutenant
be
about to get smoked down the tier.
notice of investigation.
Hey, man. You alright? Take a deep breath.
Oh, he's nervous. He's telling him to take a deep breath, probably shaking. Man, their IDs are sweet out there in New Mexico, man.
You moved up pretty quick, huh? For
No, I have 9 years. Transferred from the prison.
oh, the prison. Which one was better to work for?
My ID was in the car that he took.
He just threw shade on his ass big time. Climbed the ranks pretty quick, huh, young buck?
I'm gonna read these to you.
Sure.
If you don't understand something or you want me to clarify, just let me know, and I'll be happy to do so. Okay? So you have the right to remain silent. Anything you say may be used against you as evidence in court. You're entitled to talk to a lawyer now and have him or her present during questioning, or at any time during questioning. If you cannot afford a lawyer, one can be appointed for you at no cost. If you decide to answer any questions now without a lawyer present, you still have the right to stop answering at any time, if you so desire. You also have the right to stop answering at any time until you are able to speak to a lawyer. Do you have any questions on that? Okay.
See how nice and slow he read that? Keep those in mind.
Read the statement here. If you're willing to speak with us,
No, I don't have nothing to hide, man.
I don't have nothing to hide, he said. Yes, you do.
All I know is I came up to my briefing to brief my shift, and STIU came up and they passed me a note. And it stated, LT, we're going to search this car and this car and this guy and this guy, and we're going to pat search you as well. And I said, okay. Wrote okay on the note, passed it to the officer. I did my briefing left. They told me to grab my belongings, come in here, which I came in here. They pat searched me. They took all my stuff out of my pockets, went through everything individually. Then they did to my staff, and they gave me a consent to sign a vehicle. I told them I didn't drive. They stated, who'd you drive with? I told them who I drove with, and they said okay. And then they talked to him, told us to follow them. We walked outside. We stood in admin. They went to the car. Sean went with the officer over there, De La Cruz. They stood by the car, and then De La Cruz opened his door. They were there for a minute talking about his ID. And one thing I'll say is, I know he doesn't have registration, and I believe his insurance is expired.
on his car.
So he started panicking because at the prison, if that is, they impound your car right away.
Really?
Divergence. Divert the blame from you. He knows he's in there for something that he did. He ain't stupid, so he's just diverging, man.
The car is co-signed by his father. So he started freaking out.
Okay.
He's young. He's 22 years old. I don't know. Anyway, that's when De La Cruz said, went to go write down his ID number, and then he told De La Cruz, I don't want you to search my car. And then I don't know what happened from there. All I know is that Sean walked back inside. We were standing right there. He kept looking at me. I kept looking at him. I'm like, what are you doing? And he's like, they're not searching my car. And I believe it's on their lapel probably because they have lapel footage of it.
Okay.
And then he told them he's leaving. He said, I'm leaving. I said, all right. That was it. Like I said, I can't control. I don't hang out with Sean White on the streets at all. He lives about 4 miles from me.
Y'all
It's
do
easy to commute with all the driving I do.
problem,
I worked this
man.
my
Stop
12 out
lying.
of 13 days straight that I've worked. Okay. I can't dictate what's in his car or what he has or anything like that. It's just riding with him.
Yeah, you have your keys and
My keys and my
your
phone.
cell phone and all that stuff's in his
Yes.
car. Anything else in that car that's yours?
No.
Okay. Do you always take his car?
Not
You
that
got- or you guys
bad.
alternate back and forth?
Alternate, yeah.
Okay. And he didn't mention anything to you today?
No, nothing.
Have you ever known him to use drugs or anything
Never-
like that?
never. He's in the military.
Military?
Yes. He's actually leaving next month, going back. The
Is-
whole year.
Army or what?
Army, yeah.
Is he a newer employee here?
Not no more.
He's been here maybe about 18 months, I believe.
18 months?
Yeah.
What's Sean's last name?
White. Yeah, he transferred from, he came from another facility, Sandoval County. Came here, they hired him. He was a CO for a little bit, but then he went to EM as a EM clerk. Then after EM, he transferred, I believe, back. And that's when
He doesn't want to answer any more questions.
Okay.
Close the notebook.
And right now,
Boy, stand your ass up.
51.
Yeah, 51.
Okay.
Stand your ass up, man. You're about to go to lockup. I still can't believe how beautiful their identification cards are.
All right.
Tommy, can you stand up for me?
Oh, shit. Getting real now.
Turn around for me.
Oh no, come on, man. Why?
We have to.
Guys? No, why? Why do you have to do this, Salgado? Come on, man. I'll tell you what everyone knows.
No, we're
Damn. I'll tell you anything, everything you want to know, man. That is not what we want to see in this type of situations, Mr. LT. He should never have said not one damn word to begin with, but this is the thing. He thinks he has some pull still. He probably thought by them not arresting him right off break that he could probably finagle his way out of it. Do things behind the scenes, probably like he's done a few other situations. But these officers were probably just trolling and getting his hopes up, getting some good footage, and now it's time to see reality.
No, man, I'm trying to talk. Let me talk about this, man.
we're past that
No,
point.
please, I will talk to you, man. Just don't do this, man. I'll talk to you. I was not.
You're under
smart.
arrest
Oh, man, he's scared.
because you were in possession of
Salgado, come on,
methamphetamine.
man. No, come on, man. I didn't bring it into the facility.
Yeah, I would have tased him right there.
You
Give
were
me
in
a
possession
chance.
of it.
LT, give me a chance, man.
You know what?
I'll talk to you. I
Look.
promise, man.
You've already told us you don't want to talk anymore.
No, I meant because I
Okay.
need to calm down. I'm not.
Now we're telling you you're under arrest, and now you're wanting to change your story.
No,
Like
I'll talk to you and tell you anything you want to know.
legally,
What do you
you
mean?
know, if
How do you- I
you're
didn't
telling
figure-
us you don't want to talk, and now you're
I didn't
telling-
say I didn't want to talk. I said I don't want anything else to say right now.
Okay.
That's it.
If
That's
you have
all.
something else to say, that's fine, but understand, you're being arrested tonight, regardless.
Are you serious?
Yes.
What for, man?
So we can talk.
Why am I being
But
arrested,
I'm not
man?
gonna lie to you and say you're not being
Why am I
arrested.
being
You're going to
arrested
jail
for?
tonight.
Why?
Possession of a
Are you
controlled
serious
substance.
right now, man? How? How? I
Came
didn't.
out your pocket, bro. Pocket full of meth.
Like I
Came
told
out
you,
your
it's
pocket.
clear,
Come on, man.
clear as day on video.
Can I talk to you real quick before I go in there, man?
Oh, shit, is he about to cry?
Sit down, bro.
Yeah,
Talk to us.
we'll talk to us.
It's a done deal. Big guy, though. I'll give him that. Next up, we're going to hear from Channel 13 News, my local news station.
Criminal charges had to be dropped in Newport News. Prosecutors and defense attorneys say it's because of a detective's, quote, bad interrogation. The action-strong scrutiny took place during a suspect interview, and that suspect was a young teenager, a kid only in middle school.
But lawyers argued and a judge agreed this interrogation was such a violation of the teen's rights, they had no choice but to throw out the evidence and drop the charges. This teen and his mother wanted you to see this video because they believe the community should know what sometimes happens in these situations.
Gabriel is arrested on suspicion of breaking and entering and stealing guns from a home in Newport News. He's brought into this small room at the police department and left twisting in handcuffs for almost an hour and a half.
I think it's very clear that this child
Listen to the soft-ass music in the background, make you feel sorry for his ass. Twisted in the chair, mangled and ready to be interrogated.
child's constitutional rights were violated.
It's just the start of public defender David Lee's problems with this interrogation. Detective H.T. Troom comes in and reads Gabriel his Miranda rights. It takes less than 10 seconds.
You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can will be used against you in a court of law. You have a right to speak with an attorney and have one present during questioning. If you can't afford one, one will be appointed for you.
Newport News Police.
8 seconds and 85 milliseconds. Pretty sure it's Milla. Shout out to the rapper Millies. Dog taking off, ain't he? But anyways, out here in Bad News, VA, the detectives did it in 8 seconds, knowing damn well that little young punk wouldn't know what he was saying. Straight played that kid, man. It's messed up.
Department's own documents on Miranda rights for juveniles advise detectives evaluate the child's understanding, ask him to repeat them back to you. What happens next is something Lee says he's never seen before.
There are no such thing as co-ed prison. The women that they have in prison, the women, they were not women, Gabrielle.
You see how he just said that? They are not women, Gabrielle. Gabriel. He just pretty much trolled and gender swapped his name on him like that. Did y'all see it? I can't believe I didn't even notice that on the first time watching it.
Charges in court, the prosecutor specifically said the interests of justice would not be served if this case were to move forward. We took the concerns directly to Newport News Police Chief Steve Drew.
I can understand where he's coming from.
Had to get a little green screen action in for y'all today. And yes, ladies and gentlemen, I've been losing weight on purpose. I'm trying to just get fit, you know what I mean? Because technically 180 for my size, 5'9", is obese. And I was sitting at like 182, 183, so now I'm at like 170, 173. But silence is the key during any type of interrogation situation, man, even if you're innocent. Shut your mouth and wait till your attorney or your parents show up. But as always, I salute every last one who's been supporting me since the beginning, and everybody who's just now joining the lockdown compound. Y'all be easy, be safe, and stay free.